So what's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscribe but die trying. You see the thumbnail. So I forgot the sister's name. She was doing a TED talk, and she was talking about racism and how we can in the midst of racism. And for me, listening to her, I was like, this is why we say men and women have different experiences for one. But even in our community, black men and black women have different racial experiences because as a mother, she experienced racism to her son in a sense that she didn't get as a little girl or as a young lady or as a grown woman. So a lot of times, there's a culture shock because, you know, the things that black males in particular go through, these are things that females can't fathom. The way that we were treated in schools was differently. The way we were treated in society is differently. It's gender-based, and this idea that because we're black, we have the same experience. It's interesting because when sisters have a unique experience to them as black women, they get it, And I remember, and I might have spoke about this for a long time ago in another video. My aunt is a teacher, and so my little cousin, she was thinking that, okay, well, as a teacher, I experienced certain things from schools and teachers. I know how schools operate. And I got a son, and, it's not really going to be that much different, because I got a kid, he's a good kid, blah, blah, blah. And me and my father would letting her know at an early, even before he was in kindergarten, like, his experience is going to be completely different. He's gonna have obstacles and adversities that you never faced. You didn't realize teachers are gonna change like this, and part of it was it changes with age and size. And at first, my aunt, she was like, "Whatever, y'all know what you're talking about." And we're like, "Look, if my dad went through something." And when he was younger, and I went through something the same with my dad, but you didn't go through that, and you might want to take heed. So she didn't want to listen, and when things started happening, she couldn't wrap her head around in the beginning, like, why is this? Why are these teachers giving my son these hard issues? Why all of a sudden they're pushing him to special education? Why are they pushing him to this? And because my aunt was a teacher, she started putting a racial component of, you change the color, you change the treatment, you change the process of letting kids do things to give themselves a better chance at going to school, having a higher education. And then you make sure other people have a lower chance at getting a higher education. And then she got the difference between, oh wow, they don't do the girls like this. I never got that kind of treatment. And then she was watching as a teacher, the girls weren't getting the kind of treatment that the boys were getting. It was like a whole new world opened up to her, even though she was working as a teacher the whole time. And I find that interesting because a lot of our black mothers have no idea about the obstacles of their black sons because they can't see it. They think it's just, I'm a woman, I was a girl, it was fair, but it was sexism or, colorism. They have no grasp of racism, or they have no grasp of sexism in the sense of, they don't think about older women and older teachers making advances at their sons. That doesn't dawn on them. That's a culture shock for them. What? An older women in the neighborhood trying to sleep with their sons. Now, if you have a daughter, it's automatic that you think the older men and the boys are out to get, and the teachers might do something. But with the mothers and the sons, doesn't come up. The things like how easy you can get suspended. It doesn't come up. See, a little girl could run her mouth. She's just being sassy. Boy can run his mouth, detention, suspension, blah, 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 blah. He's a problem child. So that comes up. But also, before I end this video, you can tell it in the response because it becomes a victim mentality where everybody needs to come together and do something. And it's like, maybe you don't get it. People are doing this stuff because there's an advantage in it. All this fairness that you're looking for, people are the opposite. They are doing these things to widen the disadvantage in their favor. And to me, that's the biggest culture shock, because the moms don't get that you have adults of all ethnicities and races and religions, and you have children of all ethnicities, races, and religions who all are on the same page when it's like, if I could undermine this person, nobody's going to care. So in this competition of life, I can bury this person before they even get started, and nobody's going to say anything because everybody's on the same page that this is who the enemy is. And as a mother, it's hard to grasp that. People aren't doing that. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much what they're doing. But they didn't do me like that. Yeah, because you're not a boy. So their idea of how to stop racism doesn't work for boys, males, young men, grown men. It just doesn't. So that's my thoughts on this. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Peace.